Hi everybody, welcome to Wednesday with some harness racing coming up on Wednesday night at Cambridge. It's the big fish, little fish. You probably guessed I'm the little fish. Hello big fish, how are you?
Michael, good morning to you. Yeah, Wednesday night. I thought Wednesday at Auckland last week went very well. Actually got on track the first time in a while and had a reasonable crowd there. So see how the figures go for Cambridge tonight. They're not easy, Michael. They're very, very even fields.
And big size fields, Craig. So there's been quite a few numbers starting to come back in now, and there's a few more in play. So look, it's been quite a good time betting-wise because we haven't seen in the north, which has been the scourge in the past, too many of those $30, $40, $50 type horses.
I think so, Michael. Also, I think the way the handicapping system at the moment, I think it's been readjusted a little bit, and I think it's starting to settle down a little bit, and people are starting to get their head around it. And you're right, the $40, $30 shots aren't appearing. I think numbers-wise also with getting these fields over 10 is helping that situation as well. And that's certainly what's happening with Cambridge tonight.
Okay, Cambridge rocks on at 5:25 first on the card there. There's 10 races tonight. Craig, before we get to the couple you like, I want to run a couple of horses past you because I really like the meeting as an each-way meeting. And when the odds came out last night, there was quite a few where I thought, okay, yep, that's each-way odds. That's each-way odds. I'll go through them quickly with you. It's the final countdown on race 2. I know I tipped it to us last time to our viewers, and it was okay in third. I thought pretty good, to be honest. Each-way chance.
Yeah, difficult race for it, Michael, because the gate speed, like last week, Express Play's drawn inside it, and I think it will get across. And Peter Forsberg's also very quickly out. So I think they'll probably hold up from the inside. It's there, probably where the Kyle Marshall can get across. I don't think he can, so I'm not sure how he's going to end up or what position he's got to end up in the race. Did go a very good race last week after doing it tough. So on an each-way basis, yes. The one that I would suggest to our viewers, we'd like to tip them something a little bit rough, Michael. Hello, It's Me. Trialled really well at Franklin a fortnight ago because the horse that beat it that day at Franklin was American Dealer. Came out last Wednesday and was very impressive for Ray Green, taking out a pretty strong field. Didn't mind it, Michael. It follows out Peter Forsberg. Probably settled through the fence. No good thing. But each way, if you're talking each way today, it's one I'd consider.
Okay, race 3, I liked Military Man each way, only because even though it didn't figure in the finish last week, it was actually in a very, very strong maiden race coming out of Alexandra Park.
It was, and I mean, couldn't have gone any better than what it did. I mean, ran home at 55.5. That's Military Man. That's about as good as it can run, but it had a couple of real nice ones in front of it, including Marathon Man and obviously the winner, Prince of Pleasure, who was very good in winning in a very quick last half. So agree with you. The one I would suggest that is its main danger is a horse called Weren't Watching. Actually went a 154 mile in the South Island before it came north to the Blanchard team. It does have good gate speed. I thought it needed to run last week, and it maps better this week, Michael. With Romney drawn 1, it gets out quickly. Weren't Watching with Peter drawn on the outside, probably going forward, does suggest that maybe the Fergusons may go forward from the draw there. So I don't mind Weren't Watching on an each-way basis.
A couple more to bounce off you before we get to your prime selections for the evening. Each-way odds, but not an each-way chance, is Zebek in race 6. I think he's a horse you back for the win, and if he gallops, you lose your money. So I wouldn't back him each way, but I think back left-handed, Zach back in the sulky. I give Zebek a really good chance. I'm surprised the bookies put up 7.5 last night.
I think that's the key to it, Michael. No disrespect to Ben, but I think Zebek's a very tricky horse to drive. And if you haven't driven him that often, he's one of those horses, I think the more you unite the two, the more that they get on. And Zach's got a good affiliation with the horse. He can seem to get him away. He gets him settled. He drives him very kind. He never knocks him around. And I think tonight with him back on, I think they take the half hoppers off him tonight too. And I think they put him on last week just to try and get him away. It didn't work. I think he's well placed at $7 in a race where the back 3 look to dominate for me. I think Dalsun, the best version of him, would be winning. And then One Over the Moon is an interesting horse, Michael, because One Over the Sun, I should say, because he's now coming back from strong Auckland form behind Tricky Rick. I mean, I'm not sure if we're ever going to see the best version of this horse again, but this is his right race to get back into form.
And the last one, I thought, who was each-way odds, is the Blue Beat. I've never been a huge Blue Beat man, but I know the abilities there. It's got barrier 1 in race 8, and I think it's a better rolling type of a horse. If it could hold up, it's got some sort of chance. There's a fair bit of gate speed out wide, but it's got a good gate driver. So I just thought at $9, it might not be the worst, and definitely one worth including for something small.
for the viewers out there, I thought it's the hardest race to analyse and to map because extreme gate speed out wide here. Lagatha, I think, will probably come across. We know it's good off the gate. Racketeer's Boy's been very good in the last few weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes forward as well. Doc Holliday got no speed, has to go forward. So it does map for a race that something can come off the speed here, Michael. A race that I thought was very, very tricky to analyse, and a race I suggest you'd have to go a little bit wider in the pick six.
Okay, Big Fishy, what did you like for the night at Cambridge on a Wednesday evening?
Two I will highlight to you, Michael. I think Jacka Lucas is a very, very nice maiden going around earlier in the program. It goes around a race, I think it's race number 5, Michael. It is the first leg of pick 6. A horse that started its career in the South Island, a bit like Weren't Watching. The Blanchards have brought a couple to Cambridge this week. Jacka Lucas trialled at Franklin on Saturday, won. Trialled the week before and won. It does have good gate speed. It maps to go forward. I just thought it lands in the right race. When it had its debut run in the North Island, Michael, it came out of a 2:41 at Auckland behind Christians Have Time. Prince of Pleasure ran second in that race. This horse ran 4th. It was a very good form race. So if you're looking at that Auckland form going to Cambridge, I thought Jacka Lucas looked a really good bet. The other one I want to highlight to you that I thought was each way now was value last night, but you talked about horses moving, was Larry Lincoln. He was a debut winner at Cambridge. They went to Auckland last week. I was initially disappointed, but then I looked at the sectionals and what he ran off the gate to find the front. He just blew out. I thought he maps a lot better this week with David aboard. Barrier 3, 750. I can be honest, Michael, I thought that was way overs. He's into $5 at the moment. I thought he's a good each way bet. And a race where I thought was a race of 2 with Texas Tiger.
One more for you, Texas. You got me there. Texas Tiger, I thought he'd be really hard to beat. He just looked to me like he needed that run fresh up at Alexandra Park. Pam Turner wouldn't work them down really hard. I would have thought he would improve a stack on that first up 4th.
Well, I think if you're taking a quad in a pick 6 tonight, I think it is a leg in 2. I did think the $7 around Larry Lincoln was a fair price. I thought the $3 around Texas Tiger for a horse that doesn't have a lot of gate speed was probably a little bit skinny. And the money has come for Larry. You may see a bit of a turnaround in what the prices are, Michael. I think in a quad in a pick 6, take them both just to be safe.
All right, mate, for those who, it's Wednesday now, they're going to rock into the harness racing weekend later. Thursday, we have Invercargill coming up, and a couple of Addington meetings. So there's lots of ways and places to bet. How do they get the full range of Big Fish, or as your official name is, the Whale? How do they get the full range of tips, brother?
Yeah, Michael, just go to my website, walesharness.co.nz, manoeuvre your way around it. We'll just put up 3 trials reviews from the 3 trial meetings this week in Invercargill, Franklin, and had a look at the Cambridge heats on Saturday as well. So there's a bit of reading there to have a look at.
All right, mate, we'll grab you tomorrow morning, Thursday, to talk about Invercargill. Have a great Wednesday. Wow.